Hello everybody, welcome back to Screen Stars. I'm here today to bring you my review for the 2020 horror thriller Caveat, a film that is written and directed by Damien McCarthy, and it stars Jonathan French, Ben Kaplan and Lelia Sykes. Now this film focuses on a character called Isaac, who essentially is paid by Ben Kaplan's character, Barrett, to go to a remote island and keep an eye on a family relative who is suffering with some severe mental health issues after losing a close family member. Once he gets to this island, it's a remote island, there's nobody else on this island other than this house. He is then also asked to wear like a leash. It's like a vest that's chained to, and so you can only access certain parts of the house. And this is part of the deal. He does agree to that. Once this Barrett character then leaves, it's just down to Isaac and Olga being left on this island and in this house. As you could imagine, things don't exactly go well from that point on, as there is some kind of weirdness going on in this house, strange events, and there may just well be a family secret that they've been kept hidden downstairs. Right, what are my thoughts on Caveat? Whoa, this film is a little bit of an acquired taste. That's not a bad thing, and it's a very insular and claustrophobic film. By that I mean it's just this one location. You're just in this house for the duration, essentially, and for much of that you can find to certain rooms. Much of that you can find to certain rooms in darkness. So there's a real sense of foreboding throughout this film, and the great visuals and sound design all add to that. It's a really interesting film to look at and listen to. But on top of that, it's also a film that I think some will find a little bit too... I'm not really sure what the right word is here. It's not an obvious horror film in a sense of, you know, beasties coming at you left, right and centre. It's a more thoughtful horror film that deals with things like mental health and mental illness. But you know there's just something not right. There's this sense when you're watching this film things just aren't right. Things are a little bit off kilter. There's this odd puppet that keeps showing up. This rabbit that plays the drums. It is one of the creepiest things I've ever seen. And the film very occasionally pops in a scene that will, you know, really put the frighteners on you because it is so visually interesting what they've done. But I think traditional horror fans, you know, like your fast-paced horror that are a bit simpler to follow, maybe, I don't know if you'll be overly interested in this one, because I think the pace will put a lot of people off, and it's constant insistence on poking and prodding you, if you like, I think may put some people off. It's just, there are times watching this film it put me off. It's really an odd watch. But there's no getting around, I don't think, that there really is some creepy stuff going on here. And you've got this consistent sense of unease when you're watching it. I think the central performance here by Jonathan French is outstanding. He plays this character who's got some memory loss. And once he gets to the island and he starts accessing some of these memories, he wishes he hadn't. So you've got that playing on in the background as well, and he plays it pitch perfect, this role. At the beginning he's a fairly confident character, but fairly quickly that confidence is just shattered, and you're left with this wreck of a man who's essentially creeping around this house trying to uncover its mysteries and trying to stay alive as well for the most part. Lelia Sykes, who plays Olga, who plays this young woman with serious mental health issues, again another great performance by her. You're never really sure what's at play with her, you know, what's going on. Is she part of the problem? Is she part of the mystery of the house? Or is she just an innocent that's been left there to rot with the house, because this house, I mean, it's a character in itself. It's like this old rotting building. Put it this way, you wouldn't want to stay there for a night, and A, Olga lives there, and B, this Isaac character has to stay with her for a number of days. It's an awful place, and again it adds to the foreboding and the atmosphere of the film. So I think this will be for a certain kind of horror fan. I think you should probably give it a go to see if it's for you. It's not one of those that I would want to watch again quickly. It's a little bit depressing. Like I say, the pace is very, very slow, and it kind of, you know, lumbers along at a fairly slow pace. But some of those uneasy moments that they put in the film that do really put the creeps on you, really. Some of the stuff they do visually. Yeah, it's an interesting film. It's one that possibly may well gather an audience over time, that sort of thing. Very, very interesting horror film. Lots going on visually and through the sound. Some great performances, and it's a bit of an odd one, to be perfectly honest. I'm going to give this one a 7 out of 10. Definitely worth checking out. It's something a little bit different, and you can't often say that with the horror genre these days. So thank you very much for watching, everybody. I hope you like this review, and of course I will be back with more content on the channel very, very soon.